It's me, Karen, on my Mixed Media YouTube channel. I have a really funny backstory before I begin this week's project. So as you know, I've been really into painting with fountain pen inks. And over the course of time, a couple people have asked me what I thought about pan pastels and if I could use it with ink. And to be honest, I didn't know the answer to that because I'd never tried it before. So I tried it and I filmed this whole video, and I was feeling like super artsy fartsy. So the way that I was filming it was like holding my camera as I was using the pan pastels on my ink project, and the entire music has no talking from me. It's just music like this. Here's like a 2-second preview of what it was. I showed it to my Patreon community because they get all my videos early, and I was like, tell me what you think. And then let's just say I got like a little panned. To read you some quotes, is the most engagement I've ever had on a Patreon post. I had 50 comments, and yes, I got a lot of comments that were like, where is that from Deb? Oh, Deb Dawn, no way, Jose. I like the Karen voice, laughs, thoughts, etc. I love music, but I want to hear ya. You asked. That was a very honest one from Deb. Love you, girl. And then there was like the people that were trying to let me down gently, like Ellen, who says, this is beautiful. Though part of the reason I do watch you is to envelop myself in your lovely, happy essence. So I think after I was reading through all these comments, pretty much people said that, no, you cannot just put music on an art, you have to talk to. So I just get annoyed with myself, or maybe that's just like COVID-19 talking, and I'm just sick and tired of being alone with me and my family. I'm a little over-familied right now, familied out. I can't even talk. So anyways, I just had to give you that backstory before I show you the project because I thought that was so funny. So I will be doing a voiceover because evidently my annoying voice is something that people enjoy hearing, which I find strange. So about pan pastels, I actually don't work a lot with pastels because I don't actually like them very much. It's like a texture-y thing with me. However, I did learn quite a few things with using them today. I just have a few colors. I have about 8 or 9 colors. They do, however, work beautifully over the inks. So they do work, and I think because they're in like cake pan form and they're not in pastel, like I don't have to like hold the chalk like sticks is what I don't like, then it's kind of okay. And a little bit goes a long way, and it is like a very fine art product. That's something I didn't really give them enough credit for. And they layer beautifully with the inks. Now they're kind of like one of those products where they're like oil pastels where you can't like do anything on top. So you can't just like keep layering them over and over. Whenever you use pastels, like that's your final layer. So just FYI, if you want to give this a try. But I do like this. I do like the project, and it was really like me going out and trying to learn some new things. And sometimes you just try things and you hold your camera a different way and you try to put music to it, or you try a different project, and sometimes things work and sometimes clearly they don't. So you'll be hearing me talk as I go, and I hope you enjoy today's video. I will see you again next week. And now I just feel like the universe is trying to tell me something because I just filmed the entire voiceover in one shot and my microphone wasn't on. So I just feel like, what do I need to do to get this video so it doesn't suck? I am so sorry. Thank you everyone for bearing with me today. So I have these 8 pan pastel colors, and I have had these colors for years. These are not new products. However, I've used them. I think I've used the dark green maybe once, maybe 4 years ago when I was doing an encaustics module for my Art of Play students at Awesome Art School. And I was finishing my pieces with just like a touch of Pan Pastel. It works great over the hot wax. Okay, fast forward 4 years. I'm like, what do I even have in here? I don't even know. So I'm carefully opening them up. The light green is not that one before it. It's like cracked and spilling out. So that's not awesome. But I do have to say, like, immediately I'm like, oh yes, look at how like awesome these colors are with my fountain pen inks. Like, are you serious? It's kind of like they were made specifically to go with these fountain pen inks. Just because look at the richness of the colors. So I have to say I was like a little bit excited to give this a shot. And when I opened them up, and those are all my swatch samples, which I'm super embarrassed to say, I think I have twice that many now since I've shot this video. But I was like, oh, look at this. So already in my brain, I'm thinking like, ooh, all right, how can we use this to augment the piece that I've already have started? Like, what's gonna happen with this piece? So I have a piece that's half started. You'll see it in a second. So I'm using these to like augment the piece that I already have. And then kind of just like take it from there. Oh, I didn't even show you the mess of the spill that I just kind of like fast forwarded with. So let's just dive in. That, which looks like an eyeshadow applicator from like 1982, is actually a fine art product that is used to specifically designed to apply the pan pastels. Now, like the pan pastels, I've had those for literal years, like 5 years, and this is the first time I've even ever opened the package. So I'm glad my students have been on me to show them some techniques. You know, I do love like going out and buying and trying things and showing people just so that other people don't have to. I'm like more than willing to take one for the team if it doesn't work out. I feel like that's kind of part of my job description, so I have no trouble doing that. And it's fun. And also my students keep me on my toes too. If I like haven't done something, it doesn't really make me a very good teacher, does it? So I'm happy to provide these demos. So I was having a lot of fun. This is like a half finished project. I was just messing around with using fountain pen inks for the whole base. Now you should just know that the fountain pen inks, if you haven't seen any of my other tutorials on them lately, I've done quite a bunch of them, is that they come in really like two varieties. One is like super duper 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 waterproof, and the other one is super duper 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 water soluble, where any water gets near it and it will like completely dissolve and like melt into watercolors. I love them. So the ones that I have down, before I talk about that, could we just talk about how opaque pan pastels are for a second though? Do you see how the skin color is covering exactly over on top of the red? All right, there's not many products where you take a beige and it will cover over a red. So that is something to very much take note of for these pan pastels. Like, they're very opaque, and you just wouldn't think that this stupid little powdery thing would pack a punch or have any power whatsoever. You would think that the powder would be extremely soft and dissolve, and it's not like that. There is a binder inside the pan pastels that makes them like stick, and it makes them stick onto the surface, and it makes them a very hardy art supply. So while I knew that intellectually about the product, I wasn't born yesterday. However, because I'm so inexperienced with using them, wasn't quite like experiencing how opaque they are and how like a sturdy product they are. You know, they really surprised me. I thought they would be much more like a soft pastel stick where you rub them on and it's like chalky and you blow on your paper and like everything goes everywhere and like literally ruin it just because they're so fragile and like dusty, and that's why I hate regular chalk pastels. And the pan pastels they're very much their own product, and they didn't behave that way. So I was super surprised and happy, I should add. So this is me holding the camera awkwardly with my left hand, thinking I'm really fancy, but really I'm just awkward. And then painting with my right hand, trying not to mess up her face. Now this is one of the super water. This is color Navy by Noodlers. It's very water reactive. So I'm going to first I go right from the bottle. I love crazy saturated bold colors, which is really why I love painting with fountain pen inks. I mean, it's like you're just going like all the way full tilt saturation on your paper. Like I am in. And then you'll see in 2 seconds. So this is me just with just plain water on my brush, and I'm just fading it out by all I do is I didn't wash out my brush. I had the navy still in there, and then I just dipped my brush in water, and then look how far that goes. I mean, it goes for days. And that's another thing too, is people are like, oh, they're so expensive, but they're really not. I mean, for $13 you can get like a bursting 3 ounces of ink. You know, add water to that, and you literally, it's like you have like really have like 10 ounces of water. This I'm painting with is straight up waterproof. It's called Bulletproof Black. And again, I'm just having fun. I don't care what I'm making. I'm not thinking really hard about making her beautiful. I'm really just testing my supplies out, and I'm like, I don't know, let's just make hair that's with the big giant brush. But I do want to talk to you for a second about my watercolor journal, because it's maze balls, and you can use it with like the most wettest, rigorous, crazy mixed media projects of your life. Watercolor, water, collage, anything these journals can hack. This is my 4th one, and I just started collecting them a year ago. I'm just filling them up like crazy. So they're Strathmore. They are filled with 140-pound watercolor paper, cold press. They can just take anything you got. And as you can see, I'm like an aggressive artist. I like bold colors. I like a lot of wet. I like a lot of water. I like a lot of products. And these journals, like, they could care less. They're like, what else you got? I'm ready. So yeah, and they're also hardbound, which I love too, because they're like books. I mean, I pack these suckers in my suitcase and travel with them back before we, could travel. But I can't even say enough great things about these journals. They're just amazing. And this entire journal is filled with ink projects for the most part. And then I also adhered I was able to adhere, and I have a YouTube video on this. I'll put an eye in the corner of the screen if you want to click on it. That shows my favorite cover for this. It stood up so well. And I just used spray adhesive to adhere some fabric to it, and then I just like glued a line of those cute little balls you can see along the side. It's like the cutest cover ever. All right, so this is another way that you can paint with fountain pen inks, which is you just you take a little pipette, and then you can drop it into a palette like you would watercolor. This is Purple Martin. It's my very first tube. I shouldn't say tube. My very first color of a fountain pen ink that I ever bought from Vancouver. I bought it in September 2019 in Vancouver. I will never forget it. It was the first color. It's like changed my life. I've made entire courses around this. I've done some of my favorite artwork using fountain pen inks as the medium, and I am just in love with the inspiration that it has given me. And just look at the rich colors, it's so good. All right, we need to talk about this product, because this opaque white by Copic I learned about from another YouTuber. And this is hilarious. Look at what happens to her eyes. So this paint is like acrylics on steroids. And normally you can just do a little touch. Oh, what? Usually you can just do a touch on the back of the brush with an acrylic paint or gesso, and it will just leave like a teeny tiny little dot of, whatever white paint you're using. And then you can take your finger, tissue, and maybe lift some off if too much has gotten on your paper. Not this. Look at this. It's let's move. Oh, no, nope, not going anywhere. It's like the hardiest, craziest opaque white of your life. I think it ships from Japan. It's stupid expensive. I don't recommend it because it's almost too powerful. It sounds ridiculous because everyone's dream is to have really opaque whites for twinkles, and don't even ask me what I'm doing right now. This whole situation is just a bad idea. So don't do this. I do like to put white highlights in my girl's hair, but the product is a disaster. It's too good. It's too opaque and it's too much. So if you're going to use that product, you literally need to use like a needle to drop your eye twinkle, because it's like so overpowering. It's so funny. It's like literally like too much. I did turn the camera off and fix it because I was like, oh, what? That's a disaster. But I'll show you in 2 seconds. You can see how I ended up fixing that. Just so funny. So like I said, you gotta try things, you know? So this water pen is filled with waterproof, bulletproof, fountain pen ink, which is just black. So I had to go over her pupils and like knock back that whole white spot because it like took over her entire pupil, which was hilarious. So literally the only way I could get it off was to cover it up with some ink. So that's why I always have this black ink laying around. I mean, her hair is just, she's a nightmare, but it was so super fun. And look how lovely her skin is though. And was from doing the pan pastels. So I really was super pleased. And I honestly would never have tried them if I hadn't had that request by my students. So I'm so glad they got on me to do that. And if you want me to do like a product review or try something and record it and make a video that makes you sick because the videography is so bad, like I'm more than happy to take suggestions. You can always leave those for me in the comment section. I read and respond to, you probably know this about me, literally every single YouTube comment. I really care what you think, and I'm not just doing this because I'm bored. You know, I'm a full-time artist. I do this all day, every day, so I'm more than happy to try things out on your behalf, go buy things so you don't have to, and try them out and make a total fool of myself on camera. Yep. I'm your girl. So let's see, any last thoughts? Oh, sealers. People always ask about sealers. I do spray this page and every single other page with the same acrylic spray sealer. And in fact, on this end screen right now, you can click it and you can watch my video all about my favorite finisher and varnisher, and that hopefully will help you answer all of your questions about that. All right, I'll see you next week.